Hi, Austin. It's very nice to meet you. Did my video come through? Am I good?
I just saw you just popped up because
Okay.
you made noise. Nice to
Hello.
meet you. So you're
Very nice
Rachel.
to meet you. Yes, I am Rachel as well. And Rachel and I spell them correctly the same way. So it's very easy.
Wow, I love it. Now, are you also based in Texas?
I split my time between Texas and Georgia. So I go back and
Gotcha.
forth 50-50. So yes and no.
God, you're a double Southerner.
I
Even when you
am a
was in
double
Texas, you're
Southerner.
going to
I know.
Georgia.
Yes. Yeah. So where are you at right now? Where are you sitting?
I am actually sitting in my parents just got a new home and they needed me to come meet the realtor. So I'm in a vacant home
Oh my
and I'm
gosh.
in
Okay.
Tennessee. So
Nice.
yeah, so but it's going good. I'm excited for them. Because like a couple years ago, I had to either move to Nashville or LA, and I did. I lived out in LA for a little bit. I did like it, but this was easier for touring because it's like more
Yeah.
center. We're
Yeah.
going up and down. But regardless, yeah. So family's now shifting. Look
Nice.
at you decorated for Christmas in the back. Wow. You,
Santa is in the house. I mean, my Christmas tree actually has Christmas tree cakes decorating it as the ornaments. So,
It's so bougie.
when did you start decorating?
I put my tree up the day after Halloween.
You are psychotic. You did
Yeah,
it November 1st.
I did. I did November 1st, but I don't put the ornaments up until the day after Thanksgiving because we do celebrate Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day, but Christmas every other day outside of that.
Wow. So yeah, so it's like Christmas for the whole month. You recognize Thanksgiving for 24 hours and
Yep.
then full
Turkey and
fledged.
Thanksgiving, bring it all on down, and then full fledged, we put the ornaments on the tree, and then we go hog wild. So
Wait, so if you're a fanatic for Christmas, what's your favorite Christmas song?
my favorite, oh gosh, Harry Connick Jr.
Which one? Is
His
this
his first one when he was super young, still living in New Orleans. No one really knew about him. That one is he's like I don't even remember the name of it. Like it's so old now. He was probably in his 20s when he
I know the
released it.
album.
Okay, yeah, that album is, oh my gosh, it just holds such a special place in my heart. And then I love Pentatonics because they're a cappella, and a cappella has a favorite spot in my heart. Um, and then I intermixed Trans-Siberian Orchestra in with all of that. So I kind of have a range. But
Gosh.
as far as like my vocalist that I lean towards, it's Harry Connick Jr. hands down.
Oh, I love Harry. I love that one song because oh Santa Claus, da, 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 da.
Yes. Yes, I love that one. There's oh my gosh, I need to think of which one it is. It's kind of like it's when he wakes up on Santa or when he wakes up on Christmas.
Oh, that's crazy. Wait. Oh wait, wakes up on Christmas.
Wait,
Uh,
no. Oh my gosh, I need to look up the lyrics now because I'll be able to sing it here in just a second. It's how am I blanking on this one? Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's got like
no, I
this
definitely know it. I
it's
love that
yeah,
album.
it's let's see. When
Wait,
I
wait.
wake up for Christmas. Harry, look at us. Oh my gosh.
No,
Okay.
we have to hear it now because it's gonna actually drive me insane. Because I
It
do
is
know
going to
all the
drive me
songs.
insane.
Going over my
It's
head. I don't
You don't
know.
know any Harry, Rachel. I need to
I
send you
probably
some
have.
Harry.
You don't know any Harry Connick Christmas music?
I don't recognize the name.
What? Have
I
you
Starting
pray
seen
on
with,
Harry Meets
Christmas.
Sally?
I pray on
I can
Christmas
guarantee if you've heard them, you would
that the
recognize
Lord
them.
will
that's what I'm saying. I
sing.
think I probably
Yes.
would, and I just wouldn't realize who it is.
You would definitely would know. I feel like you would know some of his songs from like movies too.
You
But
would.
I know
You
it's not
would.
your song, Rachel. It's the "Pray on Christmas." Da, da,
Yep.
da. Yeah,
That
that's a
the
great one.
Lord will see me through. I pray on Christmas. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds like it's like in Hallmark movies.
Yeah. Oh,
That's what I'm
he
getting.
probably his front album actually looks like a Hallmark movie, Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, have you not seen When Harry Met Sally?
I don't think so.
Oh my God! And you're all about romance, and you've not seen this movie.
I'm looking it up. Let me see.
Oh God!
Mm,
This is great. The soundtrack to that whole movie is Harry
I don't think
Connick,
I've seen
really.
that.
Oh, you have? That's like a classic.
It's
Okay, I'll
oh,
put it on my
that's
immediate to-do list for you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely. If you are confused, I am guilting you into watching this. It's a fantastic movie. There's some quotes in there you've probably seen on TikTok where they have like sound bites from it.
they do. They do. There are a lot of those. And actually they'd be really good as like little one-offs like throughout the magazine, Rachel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
that's a good idea.
fine. I will watch this ASAP. Well, I
Yeah.
probably own
Yes,
it
please
and just
do.
don't even realize it.
And you know what? I'm gonna double down on one more thing, and then obviously I don't want to keep going over your head with the hairy things, but there's a song I absolutely love. It's an American standard, and he sings it, and it's called "I Could Write a Book," and it's all about, if they ask me, I could write a book about you. I could write this chapter about the way you smile. It's very, very in tune,
Very
with your world.
coded. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, less sexual, but like more romantic.
Yeah. So, Austin, did you know about Book Talk before you started like your whole music journey, or was Book Talk still kind of like slow playing it?
No, I did not even know what book talk was or any of these books. So let me back up. I grew up on this music, the Frank Sinatra's, Ella Fitzgerald,
Yeah.
a lot of like that very, before like
Nat King
counterculture.
Cole and his daughter Natalie Cole. I mean,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
because like
okay.
you look into the '60s, and that's like when it like really became like you're talking about like real stuff, like civil rights, real movement music.
Yeah.
And so like just by fluke, the music I grew up listening to was that very fairy tale. Your eyes are like the flowers, your lips are like the stars. And when I went on the show, The Voice, some of the best advice I ever got was like, "Hey, that's been done. You love it. You can like keep saying, you're born in the wrong generation, or you can like redefine your generation." I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? Why don't I make romantic music that's a little bit more in your face, and then some music that hasn't come out yet, but like the song Moon, which is just talking about like the depths of real romance, the shit that's behind, when you go through roommate phases, when this happens, and it's like, how do you work together? And it's like, how do I make new romance but dark? I learned about Book Talk by fluke a couple of years ago because they found the music, and I was like, wow, what is this? And now
Mm-hmm.
I've been all these
Oh,
books.
they
I'm like,
found it all right.
yeah, I love
We
these
love
books though
it.
because like I love movies. I read a lot when I was younger, like a lot of Harry Potter and Aragon. And I when I read these, it was like, oh, this is like, this would be like a guy's perspective. This is like combining 007 with like the best rom-coms or like the best romantic movies. It's like, this is crazy. I love it. I couldn't believe women were reading this. I was like, this is great. I can get behind this.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
and not to mention you can sing about it. And it's just like there's such a correlation there.
Yeah, well, I think it's good. I've told a lot of my buddies, and if any of my friends watch this, like they'll know. They definitely laughed at the beginning, like, "You're reading this?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, really. Like, you can learn a lot." And like, obviously, the taboo of it, but there's also, the idea of you're learning from a perspective of a woman, and I
Mhm.
think like that has so much value if you're open minded enough to be like, "Oh, interesting." So maybe self-reflect here. Obviously, not all characters in these books should be modeled after, but there's things that obviously like, all right, yeah, maybe um, how to talk, how to uh, in regards to sexuality of like, all right, how to be a gentleman, but when not to be a gentleman, like, because it is a fine line as guys. It's like, how do you don't want to cross lines where it's like, oh shit, this is not all right. This was fun, but now it's not. Now it's going the wrong direction in the real world. So it's
Yeah.
like, how do you balance it? But
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn a lot from the
yes,
elements of relationships from the book.
Yeah.
sure, yeah, definitely.
So is
But yeah,
Moon out
long.
yet? Sorry, I don't want to ask that question yet. Rachel, I want
Mo-
us to get to our questions and then we will.
Moon has been out, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, yes. Moon came out a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't
no,
remember.
I mean, like, I know that it's out. I mean, like, has the Book Talk community, like, because I know all of your songs. Like, I was listening to your songs before Book Talk was ever a thing. And
Same.
yeah, and so like for me, I'm like when I hear like a snippet of your music in like a Book Talk video, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. But because like Moon is such a the words behind it's so poetic and there's so much emotion and feeling behind it. Like I haven't seen it yet hit any particular genre within Book Talk yet. Have you, Rachel? I haven't yet. And I think it
I
would
don't
be
think
perfect.
so. I have personally used it as like a
Yes.
soundboard because Austin's music is just in general, your music is so easy to just put to any of my videos,
Oh my
whether for
gosh,
like
it's
Love
events
so
you.
or for RI and stuff. Like we've used your music, so I know I've used it, but I don't think other people have. I haven't seen that one explode the same way that like Dangerous Hands or I Put a Spell on You
or
or
chokehold.
yeah, Chokehold
Sure.
or
Yeah.
now
Yeah. Like,
now
those are
you're
all the
tied up. I've
Yeah.
seen tied up so much lately.
Yeah, that one's going off the rails. They hit in this fall time and they're like dark romantasy.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
they're just going hardcore with it. Um yeah, just curious. No, I love that. I absolutely love that song. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Moon, Moon is like it's a weird balance making the music because it's it definitely resonates with a lot of people that like read like when we read like these books definitely okay this makes sense
Yeah.
and Moon definitely fits in that but I also have a lot of demographics that are not book readers that are
Yeah.
just like they love romance they love like
Yeah.
relationships and like dark romance like we all know it's not everybody's cup of tea
Yeah.
so like I do make music. Really, I make all the music for myself, and it just so happens that it does overlap with some books. Chokehold is the only one, and I didn't even want to release Chokehold. I don't know if you have questions on that, but we can wait till later. But
I did, but yeah, we can wait
Yeah.
on
it,
that.
yeah, it. I think Moon finds the people that it really belongs to, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it belongs to a book per se, but
I mean,
maybe.
I feel like there's a handful of books that are out there. For me, I grew up in music like my whole entire background is various genres of music. So like my dad and I would be in the kitchen, we'd be singing Frank Sinatra, Natalie Cole, like unforgettable. Like I knew from the moment that that song was coming out, my dad and I would dance to that and sing that song at some point. So
Yeah,
so I gravitate towards lyrics first before I actually listen to the beat or the tune. Which is funny because a lot of people they gravitate toward the beat and the tune before they actually listen to the lyrics. So
totally.
when I listened to Moon, it was just there's so many different lines within that song that can correlate to many books that are out there just from a romance standpoint or even like a fantasy standpoint because sometimes relationships that we desire they seem more fantasy. Like it's incomprehensible to even find something like that, right? Um so no,
Mm.
your lyrics on that particular song were like, oh, I can't wait till that song just resonates within that space because I think it will. I do.
Yeah, what's interesting is the different songs that too come out too, like all the ones that are very because I'm like you, like it is the minority. Other Rachel, are you like that? Do you listen to beats first or lyrics first?
When Rachel said that, I made me immediately think that I listen to the beats first and then I think about what the words are.
Yeah.
Because I told Rachel yesterday that whenever your new Hands On came out, I had to think about what you were spelling. Like I did not catch it the
Yes.
first
Yeah,
time.
we chatted
I
about that
text
yesterday.
we literally talked about it that it took probably three times of me listening to that song to like finally spell it out in my head and be like, oh my God, that's what he's spelling. I felt so
That's
dumb,
funny.
but like I just didn't think about it because
No.
I was on the beat.
No, honestly most people do. Like
Yeah.
that is how at least especially my label like it's they're not listening to lyrics first. Like it's
Yeah.
always the vibe of a song. And what's
Yeah.
interesting is and funny thing about that song that is not what Tied Up was intended for. Like it literally just went like I'm tied up. Like tell them you're tied up. You can't talk to them. But obviously,
Hmm.
Book Talk
Talk
ran
to
with
it
it in a
like,
different direction,
yeah, they
and it
did.
could
They
be
were like,
both.
"Yes, I am." Okay.
It could be both. It could be both. But what's funny is all the songs that really resonate with, I find, the book community are songs that are heavily written in Nashville because like Nashville is really focused on songwriting and there's great writing in LA and Atlanta and New York and my main producer too out in Sweden who helped me write Moon. I find that all the songs I do in Nashville, Dangerous Hands, You Put a Spell on Me, Chokehold, all those ones that are like very lyrically dense
Yeah.
are Nashville, and then songs like Drip Off, which is LA, is more production heavy. It's a weird song to sing live because it's like really production-y and it's less traditional songwriting. But I like them all. Like I like all the different styles, and that's the music side of things. Of you have to kind of reach out into different
Try
bubbles
different.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Cool.
music.
Man, what is your favorite song, Austin, that you have written or something that, like, what are you most proud of?
Um, all my favorite songs are not released, and a couple of them won't ever be released. So I know it sucks, right? There's one song that really I do love, which I will release. That was and it's kind of like off brand, I guess, of like my music. And it's a song I wrote about my grandfather when he passed. And because like when I was in COVID, I got to I bought this van to tour with, and it was 2020, the start of the year. I was like, this is gonna be the best year ever. Wasn't. And so I decided to like live in this thing for a year and a half because I already bought it. And I ended up staying with my grandpa for like 3 months, and like he got like pancreatic cancer, and I kind of got really close with him. So there's a song that will come out, definitely more on the real side of things. It's called Fly Away. And I
Wow.
love that song, I would say. But as for the upcoming album, I would say a song called I really like Ghost of You. That would be one of my favorite ones, I think,
Ghost
Ghosts
of
of
which
You.
is
You?
not out.
Ooh. Do you have a
Yeah.
release date for the album?
It hasn't been officially announced yet. So, well, this is when is this coming out? When is
This is
this
going to come
interview?
out in January.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like by then, yeah, oh yeah, by then we'll definitely be saying it. It's gonna be on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
that'll
Yeah.
be
exciting. But
amazing.
that's going to be we get to tease that. That's our scoop with you.
Yeah, that's it.
Are
And then we'll
we,
also announce the dates for a tour after
is
that.
it going to be an EP or is it going to be a full album?
No, it's gonna be like 14, 15 songs.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
really excited about it. Thank you.
That is very exciting.
Yes, I'm very pumped. It's gonna be a very crazy year.
I'm so excited for you. And to have another tour coming on. Speaking of that, like, because we can jump back into this, but how was your Europe tour?
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah, it was my first time ever over there. I've been to
Yeah.
Italy. But London, I loved London. That city I could go and visit all the time. And then Germany was like the energy was crazy. Beautiful
Oh,
country. Honestly, it didn't look a lot different than where we are. You know, like I didn't know what I expected, but it was just like crazy the energy that were at the shows.
yeah.
You know, but it was stressful. I will say a lot of shit went wrong on that trip that we had to mitigate last minute. Like, for instance, our keyboard in London. Don't know why we didn't think of this, but that specific keyboard that we brought required a certain amount of power. And then when we put
Oh,
electronics, my mixer literally blew up because of the power. So
yeah.
we had to like change on the fly, and the keyboard didn't work. So we had to order one last minute, an hour and a half before the show started, and they just put it in an Uber and drove it to the
And
venue and
drove
like
it.
it for 5 minutes. It was crazy, but that happened in every city. Something happened like that, so it was a
Oh
little
my gosh.
stressful.
So it's
Oh my
stressful, but
gosh.
you learned, you had fun though.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like we'll go back probably in the fall. I think we'll do like 10 cities over this time. We just wanted to do it like a week and a half, just to like learn these things, and then
Yeah.
when we go back next time, we'll go to more cities. You know, but yeah, it was fun.
That's amazing. I love watching your stories and like seeing you in different cities and um just seeing like fan reactions because I didn't realize that you had such a big Europe fan base either. So like that's really awesome for you to get to do a Europe tour.
Yeah, no, thank you. You know, the biggest, what's crazy is, although Dallas is in the top 5 cities, but the biggest following is over in Germany and Australia, which is so
Oh,
bizarre. I would
Yeah.
have thought that.
It's I have a jewelry business and I it's crazy because I have a large following in the States, but other half of my following is in Australia and in the UK. And it's the most insane thing to see, like when you actually put a map out and then you look to see like where your presence is, like it's it's one of the most surreal things to actually have that feeling. So I'm so happy you got to go there, because to experience the people and like see their reactions in person, it's got to be so different than like seeing it on a map and be like, yeah, I'm there. But then seeing the people there, like, okay, so what are you currently reading right now? Are you more of like an Audible, or are you a Kindle, or are you a physical book, like when you're on your planes? Like how is that for you? Talk to us about your book journey.
Let's talk about books. I
Let's talk
started
about
off at paperback. I was very anti-Kindle. I was like, no, I can't get behind it. And then I do have a Kindle now, and I just finished Where's Molly like a week ago, and then
okay.
I'm stuck between either Hooked or Satan's Affair or Credence. And I was gonna ask, like, by the time this audio comes out, I've already read one of them, or two of them, or three of them, all
Yeah.
three. But I was gonna ask everyone online, like, what one should I start next? I know, like, I have a feeling I know what they're gonna say, but I'm
Do you
not
think they're going to say
sure.
Credence?
That's what I think, because I
Yeah.
get it. It's like some crazy incest situation or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've only read Hooked out of those three. Um, Hooked is crazy. I mean, I
Yeah.
love Emily McIntyre. I will
Really?
say when I read that, I was in Europe also. Super hungover when I was reading one of the torture scenes and like
Oh no.
almost like getting sick. It was like that graphic.
Yeah.
Andre was with me actually on a boat
Was
Austin.
she? Oh my gosh.
Yes, and it was right before Starfall too. It was crazy. But I mean, I really liked Hooked. Allison also read Hooked and she loves that one too.
Wow.
I have the series actually. I'm looking at it in my book stand right here. But I guess it all depends, like if you want to do a series or if you like more standalones. Like, do you like getting really involved book series where, you've got to build the world and build the character? Or is it more like, do you like to just go start a book and finish it and know that those characters are how they are, and then you can go on to the next book?
I don't know if I have a preference. Like, I know I always say this wrong, but Akatar, like that, when I read that series, I really loved it. And that was the first one where it was like a lot of books in the
Yeah.
same order.
Yeah.
Because, like, I read Haunting and Hunting. That's not, I guess you call it a series, but not really. It was just
It's
like
a
two.
duology. It's a
Yeah.
duology. Yeah.
Yeah, like back to back. It's kind of easy to consume. I know there's Hooked, Crossed, all those ones, right? I didn't know that they were linked. I thought they were all standalones.
No, no, no.
But
They are standalones.
They
They're
are
standalones.
they
They're
are
not linked.
standalones. They are
oh,
standalones.
I think every
Um,
single one of those that you just said, Credence, Satan's, and Hook, they're all standalones.
yes, yeah.
got you.
So like
I don't know.
you're in the
I guess
standalone game.
I don't have a preference. I guess I'm gonna let everyone else pick for me. So we'll see
I
what
feel
they.
like I see you read more standalones, like for what you post, because you always do leave it up to people to choose for you.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I feel like that's what it's become. Although I will say, like, I just read the Ritual as well. I
Oh,
That's a
okay.
series. Yeah, it's a
That's
series.
yeah.
Although it's kind of standalone-ish, I heard, like, because it doesn't totally carry over. Maybe that's wrong. I don't
Yeah,
know. I appreciate and understand the talent it took to write that book, and I could see why people really like it. I thought it was good. I couldn't get behind the guy, and maybe that's just because I am a guy.
Yeah.
same actually. I did not like it very much. I read The Ritual and I started the second one, and I know people like hands down love that series. It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only bone I had to pick with it was like I get the morally gray aspect of a character, and you gotta hate parts of them for them to
Yeah.
literally be morally gray. And I think the thing I like when I compare him to like a Zayd or something like, and maybe this is just a bias, I at least could get behind Zayd, even though he wasn't a great dude and all the shit he did, obviously. But he like killed like people that I would want to kill, like those type of people. Like I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't read it, but whereas the other guy just kind of seemed like an asshole. Like I was like, this guy's arrogant for no reason.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like he's the type of guy that like he was the type of guy that would be like, "You're not wearing that out. You look like a hoe." It's like, oh, I hate those type of guys. Like, so
Yeah.
that's
Because
how it
that
was
comes
for
off more as
me.
like an
Like,
insecurity than it does a confident, arrogant asshole. It's just
yeah,
an
yeah. He
insecure,
just
arrogant asshole.
yeah. There's a difference,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. So I don't know. It was tough for me to get behind him, but I heard Tyson, one of the other books, he's better, but I don't know. I
think
guess
he's
I'll
a
have to
good
Rachel,
find
book.
out.
I think he's the new one, Madness. Because I have that was recommended to me so many times. They're like, just get through the first three, and
yeah.
then just get to Madness, and it gets better.
That's a
Also,
lot to ask. Power through the
yeah,
first 30 to get to the last.
to get to the good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
The
feel,
books
Rachel,
are
I feel like, now I know you haven't read the whole trilogy yet, but I feel like the Ravenhood series would sit really well with him.
Oh, I think Austin would love the Ravenhood
I think he would
block.
love,
Oh,
and I think you would be very inspired by that, by the MMC. Well, one of the
oh, I'll
multiple
have to.
MMCs.
yeah.
Wow, that's great. That took a turn.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to the Ravenhood series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's three books in the series. And they're not standalones. You have to read Flock first, Exodus, and then The Finish Line. And you're talking about morally gray, but not in a morally gray way that you're like, oh, is that morally gray? You're like, yes, I can get down with that morally gray. And
I
then,
can get behind it. All right.
yeah. And I highly recommend doing, oh, we kind of veered off from the whole like, do you like paperback, Kindle, or
Yeah.
this kind of goes into that. Do you do Audible at all? Like at all?
I did in the beginning. I haven't since. I could. I could get behind it again.
If you're going to entertain this series, and I told Rachel this,
Autos.
yeah, because there's so many different points of view within, there's four main points of view within this, in my opinion. Like there's side characters, but the four main points of view in this, and then it leads into two. The fact that there's different accents, it really helps to visually in your mind when you're listening to it to help like put that picture together for you, and it just hits differently. I
Yeah.
had never done Audible before. I love books. I have hundreds of books, thousands, I think, even like like stored away. And so I just loved the pages. I loved to turn the pages, and but I just couldn't. And I was like, I'm going to listen, and I chose the Ravenhood series. I could not have imagined reading this book in my own mind speaking to me after listening to this. And Rachel, maybe you can attest to
Interesting.
this too. Um, but having the different characters' voices through Audible, I highly recommend it. I think you would. I think you would enjoy it
And vibes.
based off what I've heard you talk about the books that I think you would like it.
I
Oh
think so too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to. Well, the only time I did Audible was for Haunting Adeline, and then
Yes.
Mm,
part of Hunting, but then I had to stop because I could read it. I just wanted to read it, and I only did Haunting because I was doing a lot of shows at the time, like driving. I was
yeah.
like, hey, this would be the best thing to do, and I have a vivid memory. Do you guys know like the fast food chain Culver's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I ordered my little veggie burger, and I'm like sitting on the side. I'm listening to this thing, and this is the first book I've ever read that's a dark romantic book. And the window's down with a little sticker on the review, and I'm sitting there, and it's like, and then I felt him throbbing, and blah blah. I'm like, wow, it's crazy. And I look over, and this dude is next to me with my food. I'm like, oh my god. I turn the volume down. I go, oh, thank you so much. I was like, holy shit. I gotta be conscious of this audio because you kind of like get into autopilot mode. You're like listening, oh,
Right.
yeah, it's crazy.
So
So,
it wasn't in your ear. It was loud.
no, it was in my car, and it
I've
was,
done that before.
and I don't know how long, like homeboy was next to me. So I
Oh
don't
my
know what he
gosh.
heard, but I know what I heard. So, yeah,
Oh,
crazy. So yeah, I'll have to give it. I'll give it a go again. I have no problem with it. I think it
There are
just takes
many
longer. I think like
there are
driving,
many
you know.
moments. There are many moments within the Ravenhood series. You're gonna want to have it in your ear. I'm just gonna warn
Yeah.
you right now.
Yeah, no, I
yeah.
will. When I read that, I will definitely I'll do Audible again. I'll
Yeah,
listen to
but
it.
the MMCs, the multiple MMCs that are in this, their characters are so immaculately done. Like I was very impressed by the way that the author developed them and how she portrays them and the significance that each one of them have to the main female character. Because it's not just all about her, it's also about them, the males within the story. And it's very refreshing to kind of to see how the author did that.
Yeah.
I think you'll really appreciate it as an artist yourself and just like the storylines behind it. I think you'll resonate with it really well.
Oh, totally. I will. I'll listen. I'll listen to an audiobook, especially if it's got
Heck yeah.
different point of views and stuff, because it does help with the voices.
Yeah,
It does.
absolutely.
You know.
Well, Austin, speaking of Zayd, since you brought him up a couple of times, you said a minute ago that you almost didn't release the song and you don't really like it. Can you go more into that?
Yeah.
'Cause I was gonna ask about like because you teased that one for a really long time last year. And I actually got to the point where I told Andre when I was like, is Austin ever gonna actually release the song? And then you finally did drop it. But now hearing your comments on it, like vibes, please just spill all.
Yeah.
I don't not like it. So it started it actually wasn't last year. It was just in the beginning of the year. I was at
Mhm.
it was in between me signing with my label, and that's why like last December I put out Tennessee Whiskey, which is a cover. I'm like, I really
Yeah.
love this. It'd be fun to do it, and I'm not going to release it on my label. So this is this weird gray area where I can release it. And in January, February, I was like handcuffed. I couldn't release anything new, and it was driving me crazy. So I'm like, I guess let me just make little one-off songs based off of people's comments. And that was one of them. And it took off. And I was like, oh no. Because I didn't like love it. I just was having fun. We changed scenes. Here we are. Now I'm in my car.
Yes.
So I started that song as just a comment reply. And when it started getting traction, I was like, oh no. Um, I don't know if I want to do this song. And then it was like undeniable. And we had a lot of meetings actually at the label. We're like, what do we do? Because this is like not like a very artistic song. It's kind of like novelty in a sense. And to me, it was like the equivalent of like singing Jingle Bells. And I'm like, it's not really musical. It's kind of a simple beat. And so we were like, well, let's just shelf it. Let's see if people still want it over the next couple months. So
This was this was Chokehold.
chokehold,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
We released Drip Off. That did pretty well as our first release. Although the past like 8 months still, we're like finally at the end of it, kind of. TikTok has just been like auto capping my videos because it's like I think one of my videos from Drip Off triggered their algorithm to
Mm.
think that I'm like doing like adult content. And I guess the music is, but like in their fine print, art is like separate from that,
Yeah.
regardless. So we released Drip Off. It did well. We started working through some of the things with TikTok, got a rep. Then we did Moon, and all the while, Chokehold step kept creeping up. And so like I would like post a video just to see like maybe it's not gonna do well, and maybe that's like an excuse not to do anything. And it would blow up again. I'm like, oh my God. And at this point, I still did not have a final version of it. Like I did a couple of verses, and I was like, these are kind of weak. And there were
But you're your worst critic though.
I don't know. I mean, it was more loose, less focused on like haunting Adeline. And I was like, you know what? Everyone wants this for this song because of Zayd. Why don't
Yeah.
I just make the verses about the chapters? Something I would never do again because it's like it's very like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, so we did finally announce this coming out. And we're like, okay. And the best part about this, even at the very end, we did not think it was going to do well. So we didn't really allot a big budget for music video, for a lot of content. We're just like, I hired my friend who's incredibly talented and he is a professional. And we have other music videos that are not released that are, $5,000, $10,000 budget videos.
Yeah.
And this was a simple one. And like now we look back, we're like,
Probably could have went crazy with the song, but
I mean, you can always do a re-release. I mean, think about all of the books that have come out. Like, how many different covers have we seen of Throne of Glass, for Pete's sake? I mean, you can always, as an artist,
Pass it
like,
up. Yeah.
yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, just kind of like, hey, we figured we know how much y'all love this. Like, we figured we'd give you a little bit more. I mean, I think it would actually do really well.
what I think if we got like a duet on it, I think that would be a cool like
That
moment.
would be
That'd
awesome.
be cool to like maybe then you change it.
Wait,
Yeah.
do you have anyone in mind that you'd want to do a duet with?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what, April J, who opened up our tour
Yeah.
overseas, she was
I'm supposed to comment on
fantastic.
that new song.
Yeah, she's like so great as a person, really, and like super talented. People around her are awesome. Definitely April J. And then there's like a few people for sure that like uh I would love to have on a song, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that one, maybe it's a new one, I don't know. But who knows? Maybe you ladies just sparked something. Maybe that song will become a duet in the future.
Ah, that would be really cool. Did you ever see or like know if H.G. Carlton, like author of Haunting or in Hunting, ever, she saw it or like had a response to it?
Yeah, oh yeah, we've talked in the past, like with You Put a Spell on
Really?
Me. Yeah, like
Really?
she sent me signed copies of the Omnibus and a bunch of other books, and she's great. Like her, and I think it's her husband, her boyfriend. I think it's her husband. Anyways, they seem like great people. She like I'm a definitely a fan of her writing. Like I've read Does It Hurt? I've just bought Satan's Affair. I selfishly want to read that next, but I'll let everyone else decide.
Yeah.
Um I do love her writing a lot. So yes, we have connected. I don't want to keep doing haunting. She's gonna think I'm a crazy fan. I mean, at this point, it's gonna be pretty nuts.
You're gonna be like her number one stalker fan. You are the next Zayd.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it was cool to connect with her. She seems like a great person.
Wow. That's really exciting. That's like super duper cool. I know for like me and I probably for Rachel, like this has opened up a lot of avenues for like us to have conversations with authors. And
Yeah.
that has been one of the coolest things is like getting to like you as an artist, like I'm getting to ask you like why and what these songs mean to you. And like it's the book's influence, but then when talking to authors, like I'm getting to see what was their inspiration, like for their form of art. So it's been a great privilege.
That's so cool. That's really cool. You get to like kind of see everything in the middle, how it all fleshes out.
Yeah. Loving it.
But yep, that's that song. Chokehold. Still can't believe we made it out of the
I
vault.
feel like it's those kind of stories though where you're not expecting it to do anything and it's the one that you're like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna roll with this one and just kind of see where it goes. I kind of feel like that's how it happens sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely does. You know, I do feel bad. We like kind of snubbed everybody last month, and it was a tough call to make because we teased three different songs, and uh everyone picked. It was really tied between this last song, Hands On, and this other song called Cost Me Time, which people really loved that one, but it was like kind of the same old for me. And I was like, Hands On is different. It's like Chokehold, but it's more musical. I don't know, it was different. So
Yeah.
because it was close, and technically the other one had a little bit more votes, we did go with the other one. But this next time we're gonna let people vote for two songs because we're only gonna do one more song and then the album.
Okay,
So
I was gonna ask what else you
I
have
was
coming
yeah.
like this year.
yeah, it's gonna be like at the end of December or January, and they're unreleased. I've not teased either one of them on TikTok, anything, so they'll be
Ooh.
completely fresh.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. One's really rock, like very
Okay.
yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Very rocky. And then the other one is I wrote with my buddy Carl Phillip, who helped me write and produce Moon. He and I did the same with this new one called Alive. So yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see what people pick. It'll be
Yeah. Are there any inspirations with those songs? Like what's the where I guess like if you can tell us like what I don't even mean book inspiration. I just mean like where's the inspiration for those songs come from for you?
Of the songs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those songs specifically don't have anything real heavy in my most songs are like definitely personally influenced in my life. Uh but I'm trying to think like Alive is definitely a song that was came from the idea of that feeling of like recognizing how much somebody means to you, and it's like in a not in a toxic way, but like you keep me alive, like
Yeah.
everything about you, so it just like brings life to me. And then
Hmm.
the other one, Ghost of You, is just the idea, kind of tells you what it is. I gotta, as I actually have not run this by my label, but this song started from the feeling of missing somebody, and then I kind of wanted to have a deeper meaning, like a real world meaning. I don't know if they're gonna let I don't know if they're gonna want me to do that. Um, but the idea that I really want it to be about is like condoning like drinking and driving. And like I want the music video to be about the person like misses somebody. And at the end of the music video, you don't realize that like, oh, this is like about somebody losing somebody from drunk driving. And like, but I don't know. That might be too heavy, it might be off kilter this early in the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a song, a lot of people thought, I can't remember it for the life of me, but maybe this will remind you of what it is when I start talking about it. There was a song that a lot of people thought that it was like, I wish you would have came to me and talked to me about like how broken like you were, because then maybe we could have worked out. That's like the way people took it. But in reality, it was talking about, I would have known like how broken you were, because then you wouldn't have taken your life.
Yes. Oh, that's so heavy. That is so heavy. Yeah.
And there was many, I was actually going through a breakup at the time when the song came out, and a lot of my girlfriends sent me the song, and I was like, well, I
Right.
understand why you would think, but that's where it goes to. Do you listen to lyrics first, or do you listen to the beat first, or you just kind of listen to the general, the generalization of the song? And when I broke it down to them, I said, it's actually the person is talking about how they wish that that person would have came to them to talk to them sooner, because then they would have saved their life. The person took their own life.
Yeah.
So I can understand, once they grasped it, they were like, oh my gosh, this song's that's not what I meant for you.
Right, right,
You
right. That's
know,
like How to Save a Life by the Fray.
that I think
Yeah.
I think actually, yeah, no, it's not that song, but yes, that song.
That song is beautiful.
That song is beautiful. That song's beautiful. This song came out, I want to say, within the last 5 years. I'll
Oh,
have to
okay.
find it.
Yeah,
There's no way you don't know what song this is.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's similar, like How to Save a Life, yeah, by the Fray. That song's beautiful. But I'm curious what your label says, because I feel like there are some songs that are out there where like people don't truly understand the meaning and they really gravitate towards it. But then like once they find out that deeper meaning, I feel like it could resonate even more with people and make it that much more like special, kind of like this like hidden, like, oh, wait a second, hold on, like, behind the scenes kind
Yeah.
of meaning.
I don't know. It's also a tough balance because like I really try to model my career after artists that I also really love. And like one of them too is like Dolly Parton, which is like she has, I know what I represent. I know like the feeling when people listen to my music, they're subscribing to a feeling. And
Yeah.
I also don't want to like pull the curtain back. Like I keep my personal life also out of it. I keep a lot of like the feelings of romance and the darkness. Like I am like that, but I'm not like chaining, you know, my wife up every night. Like that's not happening. But like sure, I do enjoy being like that quite a bit, but I have
Yeah.
a lot of shades in my personality. And so it is a delicate balance of like maybe that video is too much of a shock for an audience that doesn't know me enough
Yeah.
yet. So like if
Yeah.
they just see that video, like what do we want them to like leave with? So yeah.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Absolutely. And I was going to say, like, how does that resonate within your relationship? Like, is it hard for you not to want to just like blast that out? Or is it something that, because you want to keep that sacred, it's easy for you to keep in?
I think it's a lot of things to be honest with you. Like I think the first and foremost, like my personal life is totally separate than my career life.
Yeah.
Other than my music does have my personal life in it, but like people around my like personal circles, it's for so many reasons. Like one is public, like public perception. Like I'm used to getting stuff said to me online and different critiques. That's like you become a punching bag and you get really used to it. Like I'm okay. Honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. But when you
Yeah.
start involving like friends or your spouse or other people, the little comments have way more of a punch.
Yeah.
And not for nothing too, it's like special for us to keep it separate and then also for people like to watch and like hear the music. It's I don't want to like turn the lights on in the theater. Like you're feeling something, you're seeing something, it's real, but it's not all what you think it is. You're here to be entertained. So like my
Yeah.
music is that, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
it is tough, definitely tough balance. Because sure, I would love to broadcast a lot of stuff, but it comes with consequences.
I
Yeah.
I love how, I mean, because I've followed you for several years now, Austin, and I've loved how much you put boundaries. So, like, you have really strict boundaries on what you share and what you like show of yourself. Like, I didn't realize that you were in a relationship for the longest time. Like, I knew last year, like, when you finally got married, like, you posted little teasers about it, and then like at Starfall when we talked and stuff. But like, you have so many boundaries, and I think that that protects you in the end, where like you can create this music and nobody's saying, well, that wasn't a personal experience, or like that's not something you can relate to. And I think like being part of the bookish community has really helped to elevate that for you. And so I love that you do that you sit there and just like tease and just give us little snippets of like what you're doing without
Yeah.
giving us the whole picture.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I mean, it's definitely a tough balance for everyone involved. But it is kind of on brand with the bookish world. Like people think of Zayd, but they don't think of Zayd like taking a shit. Like that's not a part of what
Yeah.
Zayd is.
No, right.
So it's like I I know what I know what to put out there that matches my music and that matches who I am. And some of it definitely has to push out a little bit beyond what I naturally would do. But it is fun, honestly. And it's really fun to meet everybody in person. That's what the craziest thing. I know it's kind of like going off script here, but it's weird to see usernames and people that comment all the time. And I get to know these names, but then
Yeah.
you meet them in person. It's like, whoa, this is really cool. It's like a pen pal almost. Like you become friends without knowing each other,
Yes.
only
Yeah.
because of proximity of
Yeah.
always like engaging.
Actually, I think that's a really, really good point. I don't think that's off script at all. I think that actually goes right in line
Yeah.
with the bookish community because authors deal with that. Event planners like Rachel deals with that.
Yeah.
I deal with that on the jewelry side of things. Um, Having pieces that are, themed within, like inspired by a book piece. I mean, it's very humbling when you have someone reach out and say, I saw your piece when I was in my darkest moment and it actually saved my life. And
Oh,
I'm sure you've had people who have heard your songs and have reached out to you and in some form or fashion said in a way that however your song has touched them, and then you get to see their name pop up just like you said, and then you kind of know their story or what they've shared with you, and then to see them in person, that's just something different. That's like another special element to your side of the world that is actually very relevant in the bookish community because that's seen all over the place. I would say just what I have seen as an artist of people coming together within the bookish community and being able to relate, um, all because of a book or all because of a song. And it brings these people together in such a special way. um I can imagine that that's extremely cool and very, for me it's humbling because I didn't come into this thinking that it was going to be anything more than just I just want to create something beautiful and like I hope you like it. um so yeah, I think, and that actually kind of leads to a question, Rachel, I don't want to steal it from you, but like with your music and with being able to read books and your passion for reading, like what does the bookish community mean to you? Like how impactful has that been for you as well? Just as an individual outside of even being an artist and being an artist. So it's kind of a double question there.
Yeah. Definitely has like multiple layers. I think the surface level is like belongingness of like, no everybody I think the one thing that I noticed from like other readers is like we all have an appreciation for romance and for like having just enough chaos of not knowing where the story's going, but just enough comfort to know that you're on a path to somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gosh.
I have found that like every person I've met truly has like really nice people. Like, and it could be so many different things of like why they read. And it's also not even my business to know why everyone reads. It could be for pleasure. Who knows? But
Right.
one thing that I found really interesting, and this goes this goes to the book community, but actually I could peel it back even one layer before this. When I first started making music years ago, and it was like jazz music, like truly jazz, like old time American songbook. One of the moments that really hit me was I was reading like fan mail after The Voice, after the show, and this 14-year-old girl, 14 or 15, she wrote this message, and I remember it like was so jarring. Of she's like, hey, like my name's this and that. I have red hair. She's like describing herself. It was like so cute. And like she was talking about how like she was like bullied for her red hair and like how she like really wanted to end it. And like I looked like
Uh-huh.
one of her cousins and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like that's the reason why, like one of the helpful things. And then to go to the book community, it's a similar idea of like everyone just wants to be happy and find belongingness. And like I found a lot of people in the book community will be like, hey, like either one, I've had a really tough time sexually in my life, and like your music, uh, and these books, they help me like feel empowered. Like I am a badass, and it's like you are a badass. And then it's other people that are honestly married, and they're like, hey, we struggle to falling apart, and like your music and these books, like they're cutesy ways of like, yeah, this does take effort, but I care enough to give it effort, and like
Yeah.
this is an excuse to have fun and like do this, and so a long-winded answer, the book community really is like a group of like really kind souls, people that love the stories of like what life could be, whether it's escapism, idealism of where you want to go, like I want something like this, obviously not super dark romantic, but uh yeah, just like really creative people too. So I'm honored to have learned about this because it really has helped me a lot reading too. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah,
Reading is always fun,
It
it is.
is.
especially when what we're reading.
Yeah.
No
Rachel and I
judgment.
will Rachel and I will constantly be sending messages back and forth. And where are you at, by the way? I'm curious on your
I'm like over halfway through Exodus right now.
okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
And I might have Googled it because I couldn't handle the anticipation of you not
No,
answering me yesterday. I just want to know what's
you
going to happen.
spoiled?
I never do that. I never spoil something for myself, but I could not
I
handle this book.
I cannot believe you spoiled a
I
book.
know I did, and I'm still
Oh,
going to finish it, but I know I'm going to cry. Like I love books because I like to feel emotional and things. Like I want a book that's going to make me cry. I want like, the giddy
yeah.
like emotions and like the rage. And like I feel like that's what you get in music too. And Exodus is just giving me everything right now.
Yeah,
What's it called? Exodus?
it
Yeah,
the book
Exodus.
two. Book two
It's
is
book two
called
as
Exodus.
well.
It's the Ravenhood series. I
Yes.
told her I mean, I don't know how many voice messages I sent Rachel and I was like, I'm dying right now. Like this, I
Yeah.
cannot, I have to like, I need to stop. I can't have a company right now. I have to listen to this book,
By yourself.
but I need to just like sit and
Yeah.
listen nonstop. And it's, I actually read similar to how like I will connect with music through the lyrics. I want, I saw so many TikToks of people saying, They would read live on TikTok, and so they'd be in the moment reading, and you'd be getting their live reaction. And so many women would just start bawling in this book over this book, a part of the book. And I'm sure you've heard it. I'm sure you've heard this quote, "We love rainy days, don't we, baby?" Have you
I've
heard
not.
that?
No.
Okay. Now you will, because the algorithms like heard us and
Okay,
spoken
it
about it.
did
But
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
now
of your
you will.
feed.
And I mean, when I say
Don't
this,
spoil it.
I'm not, no, I am not spoiling it whatsoever. I would never for this series. That's not even remotely close to even giving it away. But that particular phrase, I was like, I want to know what that is about. Like, I want to know. And then you see all these women reading, and you don't know why they're crying. You don't know if they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy it finally got here," or "Oh my gosh, this is devastating," or "Oh my gosh, where is this going?" And it does not disappoint. And
Wow.
it does not. And it's one of those storylines where it reminds me of what you just said in your music. People have read and they're like, they had like they were in their husband and wife, and they're having a dual part in their relationship, and this like really brought them out of it. They were able to connect on it, or realize that this is what they want. Um, the overall theme, I would say, within this trilogy is fighting for your love, fighting for what you want, fighting for what you believe in. And at the end of the day, no matter what, like knowing and trust being a big, huge factor. So um,
Wow, I gotta read that. I have
you've
tried
got
to
to
the
read it.
books.
You do. And it's not a fantasy. It's not fantasy. It is romance. It's contemporary, like it's modern day, like Haunting and Hunting Adeline. But the lifestyle, the way I describe it, and Rachel, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the lifestyle is very fantasy-ish. We're talking about like a different way of living, like conceptually, like just money's not an option, like it does, or not, money's not an issue, like kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
Rules don't apply to us, kind of a thing. Um, but there are so many rules, which is the funny part. It's like contradictory in the story. But no, this series definitely is inspiring a piece for me that I'll be making for the community. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Wow, I really gotta read this.
Yeah, you do. And
Yeah.
then we all three have to talk about it.
Yeah, God, now I feel like I need to include this on what book to read next then. Okay, I'll do that.
It's
I'll put
it's
that.
quick. Audible was so
It's like
I
10
was able to do all
hours.
three. I was able to do all three books in a week. So and if I wouldn't have had a job, like I would have been able to do it quicker. But yeah,
Wow.
I'm so Rachel, I can't believe you spoiled it.
Yeah, I can't believe you looked up the ending. That's crazy. That's almost like it's a
I
set.
couldn't handle it. There was so much anticipation, and I normally do not have that. Like, uh, I don't, but
You should
no,
have
So
just
you
I
would,
set it up. Put it to like 1.75. They'll just talk
yeah,
really fast.
yeah, I do listen to it in like 1.75 or 2 normally,
Are you
and
serious?
I can't.
yeah,
My brain doesn't
uh,
compute that fast. How
What?
do you do that?
my brain does. It's literally like it's a mixture of like the ADHD, anxiety, like
Yeah,
all going together that you have to have multiple things happening at the same
You're like,
time. Like,
go, 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 go.
yeah, like
yeah.
it's the event planner in me who just can't turn off one part of her brain.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, I'd have to figure out how I would do the audiobook while not driving a lot. Although I am driving back to New York for 15 hours, so maybe that's the time.
You could listen to
Oh,
the whole
that will be
book.
a perfect time to listen, actually.
Yeah.
That would,
Hands down. I would be, throughout my house and just doing like, if I didn't have to like focus on like numbers, then I could listen to it. But like when I was like out and about driving, that was a perfect time to listen to the book. There will be many times where you've probably seen those videos where like people are like, "Oh, this is what my facial expressions look like when I'm listening to a book." That
yeah,
you may want to like record some of those moments, because it's hilarious how many times my jaw was on the floor.
really.
Yeah.
I'm pumped. What's the first book called? Ravenhood what?
It's called
It's
Flock.
flock, like
Block.
a bird. No, flock with an F.
That sounds
Flock.
familiar. I feel like I've heard of this.
It's Kate Stewart. I feel like it's a big trending one. Like I've seen it just as much as I've seen Credence like popping up.
Okay,
Yes. Yes. Credence. Yeah, I think, yeah, yes. Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
interesting. Okay, that might be my next read. I might make an illusion like people are picking, but I'm just gonna pick Ravenhood. But I guess we'll find out.
I
Yeah.
will go comment for everybody on there and be like, haha, this is what he's doing.
Well,
Haha,
because
guess
if we're
what?
driving to New York, I mean, I might. That's the best time to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man.
wow.
Okay, well, Austin, speaking of 2025, which we were not, but I'm just going to pretend that we were speaking in
Yeah, of course, of course.
2025. So this will be out in 2025. What are some of like your goals and that you have for yourself or for your music for 2025? I know we have the launch of the album, but is there anything like specific within that that you're wanting to see just out of like this next year? Um, any way that you're planning to ring in the new year? I know you still have 2 months to think, or a month actually, to think
Yeah,
Yeah.
about it, but
yeah. Well, obviously the album, the tour, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be like 20 to 30 cities, so it's gonna be a couple months worth of touring. That will be fun, and then going back to Europe. I think one bigger thing on a more human level is I really want to now hone in and find like a greater cause maybe for like the tour, the album, like a charity of some sort. That would
okay.
be, I think that's area we have not stepped in yet. So that'll be cool. It'll be interesting to see where that lands. And then in regards to books too, I mean, shit, I'm gonna have a lot of time to be reading on the road. So who knows what I'm gonna start with? I am curious what book I'm gonna open up with 2025.
I am curious. You know what you could
Yeah.
do for since you're going to be on tour and you're going to have a lot of time traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know how it would work out given the fact that you're going to be traveling, but maybe somehow there's a lot of bookish accounts that have people like gift them their books, and maybe just opening that up and having them sent to your manager to where like your manager can surprise you with a new book, and like you can create your own little like channel on like, hey, what book am I being surprised with this week or next month, or like
Oh yeah, yeah. I see. Are you saying it's the authors or just random readers?
no random read, like they'll gift, like people will have a list of books that like maybe they want to read, or just like they have like their PO box that they've got. So that's why I'm like, I don't really know how that's going to work because you don't want to put your address out there. But there's a lot of book accounts on TikTok that have within their profile a PO box where people can gift them things, just stuff. And or they have like their Amazon wish list of like books they want to read. And given that you're going to be traveling a lot, I would not be surprised if your fan base was like, oh, I'm going to totally gift Austin this book. And like it shows up and you're able to kind of see like
Yeah,
what's,
that is a cool like, concept of having them. I would have to
He'd
figure
run
out
up
the
with 50
logistics.
copies of Haunting Adeline.
yeah, he's going to get like, oh, that's all it's,
That's all you
Yeah.
would
Oh
get.
yeah.
Or
Well,
Akatar.
traditionally, I just haven't done it. I haven't done it for Where's Molly just because I just got done with that, but I will do it. And the ritual I did on Kindle, but I could buy it and then get. Typically, I always gift away a
You
book.
gift
Like if
it.
I finish
yeah,
the book,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
like even if I didn't get the hard copy, I'll just get it off Amazon and just send it to somebody. And or if it's like the physical, like this is a physical copy of Where's Molly, like I'll just send that to somebody.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea. I just would feel bad if I was like, yeah, you guys should do it, and then 100 books come. It's like, oh
And,
god,
and you get the same one. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
bad. Everyone just sends Haunted Adeline.
That's what I'm saying. You would get that and you would get Akatar a lot because I remember the community like being like, read these books, Austin. And then last year, me being like, Austin, please read these books before Starfall.
Yeah.
But, I still credit you reading those.
Yeah.
You did. You actually got me to read it.
Yeah.
That was,
The community can just thank me.
can I tell you something? I think it was the third book or the fourth. I can't remember now. I don't want to spoil anything, but that was one of the books. I'm like not ashamed to admit, like I cried on the airplane reading. There was a part in a war with ships and the part with um uh, I don't want to spoil for anyone.
You can,
There's
You won't
we'll
spoil
bleep it
because
out. Yeah.
we're not
We
live.
all
You're
read
okay.
it.
You're okay.
Yeah.
okay,
You're not
okay,
going to spoil.
and then the part where like It was actually like I was such a wimp because it was like a double whammy. It was like right when she was on the ice and the boys came to get her, I was like, "Fuck yeah, she got saved." And then when they first got back together, I always say Ryzen. I know it's reason, or
I
I
started with
just
rye
I
bread too. Rye sand because I
said
read it instead
too.
of listening to it. So I can
Same,
yes,
same.
yeah.
yes. So I'm gonna move forward saying that. And when that happened, I was like, oh man, I felt all the emotions. Like God, I couldn't imagine. I was like crying, but I was like, oh shit, I gotta stop. I gotta take it easy. That was a
Aw.
great series. Great series.
Yeah,
That should be a movie or something.
It
it
should
should be.
it would they were trying to make it.
Yeah, they're trying to do a TV show. Did you ever read A Quarter Silver Flames, Austin? I can't remember if you read Nesta and
No,
Cassian.
I started that. I'm saving that because I heard she's
Okay.
making another. I heard that she's
Yes.
making another one, and I'm like, that'll be the perfect time of
Yeah,
like
book
To
a,
go
6.
back to
a
back on those.
duet.
Yeah.
I'll read that one because that
Yeah.
one's Nesta and Kaz, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'll save that for when
Yeah.
that one comes out. So
You know, speaking of ACOTAR and like the books and the chapters, the iconic chapter 54, right? I have to say that I loved chapter 55 the most.
wait, remind me though of what one, what the
So chapter 54 is the whole like love scene between Reese and Feyre in the cabin.
and they call
When
Like,
the
they
painting,
mate.
yeah,
the painting, yeah.
yeah, yeah, the painting. But it was right after that where like you get this vulnerable high lord of a fey male who's just like that to me was so much more impactful and powerful. I mean, like, yes, thank you, Sarah, for bringing those two together in that kind of way. It was great.
Yeah.
But, you know, just from like a husband and wife perspective, for me, 55 was so much more impactful because it was a very intimate, very emotional, very like soul bearing moment between two people. And I don't, I've seen it occasionally where people were like, yeah, 54 was all great and saucy, but like 55, man, if there
Yeah.
was someone who was to like talk to me like that and like bare their soul to me like that, like that's what I'm talking about. I loved 55. So
Oh yeah, no, totally. That's the depth. Well, I think that's the difference between the female and the male brain,
yeah,
really. You know, but no,
yeah,
I totally can understand that.
yeah.
It
My
has a
husband,
sexiness in a different way.
he was reading the books. He was doing it on Audible because Rachel, he has like massive ADHD. Like
Yeah.
speed makes him calm down. Like when he is driving 120 miles an hour with the race team, he is able to actually see straight
That's
type of a
great.
thing. So I actually read him chapters 54 and 55.
Wow, that's great. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That was,
Intimacy right there.
yeah. And he was like, I was like, okay, we're going to do this. Okay.
That's when you get out some wine. Sit
Yep.
down, babe. I'm
So
gonna
I
read this.
actually, we have a long distance marriage. And so, half the time he's in Dallas, half the time I'm in Atlanta. And so I actually sent him a couple of your songs and he was like, honey,
That's
these are
great.
these are good. And I was like, I know. And so he went to the gym and he actually was working out to chokehold. And he's like, all right, this is fantastic.
That's great. Send my best to him.
I will, I will, I will.
Oh,
That's awesome. Good for you guys.
Thank
oh.
you.
I don't really have any other specific questions for you, Austin. I know we've stolen like an hour and 20 minutes of your
You
time.
did. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. It was nice talking to both of you.
Yeah, it's been so good getting to catch up, getting to see everything you're doing. Like I'm so proud of you, Austin. Like it's crazy to think that literally a year ago, plus a week or so, you were here in Dallas performing and just being amazing as always, and just getting to see everything that you've accomplished this whole year, and then like now getting to just have a yearly catch up and everything you have coming for 2025. Like I'm just really proud of you and like so impressed with everything that you're constantly doing. And I just can't thank you enough for the love and support that you have always had in this bookish community and just appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you. I would say the same to both of you for everything you guys are doing. Honestly, it means so much you took the time really to have me on here. I'm excited. I'm excited for you both to see where this goes. This is gonna be really big.
Thanks.
This is gonna be really.
Rachel and Allison are absolutely incredible, and I'm really fortunate to. I actually met them shortly after Rachel's Starfall, Allison and Rachel were at an event and we were in a ballroom together. So we
That's
just,
cool.
yeah, we just connected and we found out that I found out she was in Dallas and she's like, wait a second, hold on, what? And so, yeah, it's a pretty dream team, these women over here.
Oh,
So,
it's the power team. I'm glad all you ladies like connected. You know,
yeah.
Allison right now, she's eating like a Mickey Mouse cookie on mute. She's over there in Disney World.
Typing all the
Yeah.
notes too.
Yeah, she's writing all the notes as I'm like watching them come on the screen as we're all chatting.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
honestly so
Killing
loud
it.
and busy over here. I don't even know if you can hear it.
I
Yeah,
can't,
no,
but
no, we can't. No.
man.
Weird.
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah,
Austin,
Thank
congratulations
you.
on
Yes,
everything.
congrats. And thank you so much for hopping on this. We'll send you notes and everything just for you to review later. I'll CC Peter on everything too.
yeah,
But yeah, we'll have to check.
and if you both could you send me the first illustration and then
Yes.
also it's Darling Embers.
Yeah, darling Embers. I'll send you where would you like? I can message it to you directly. Do you like Instagram or TikTok better? I'm sure Instagram's probably easier.
Either one, but honestly, email is the best.
I'll email you. Okay, I'll just email you
Yeah.
my
I can add it
yeah.
on there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, ladies, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And enjoy
absolutely.
your holiday this week. I forgot.